As disasters become more frequent and severe, finding safe shelter can be one of the biggest challenges. Airbnb.org, a non-profit leveraging Airbnb's global network, is providing critical support by offering free housing to families in crisis. And joining us to talk more about this is Executive Director of Airbnb.org, Christophe Gorda. Thank you for being here, Christophe. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me on today.
It's a pleasure having you on. This is really interesting changes to things. So what challenges do people face finding housing after disasters, and how does Airbnb.org help?
Well, as your listeners know, I mean, there's just more and more disasters every year. You think about the past year, the hurricanes, the wildfires, the tornadoes across the country. And it's just been absolutely unprecedented. And when that happens, thousands of people are displaced, people lose their homes, and the need for emergency housing is just absolutely acute. And so that's where Airbnb.org comes in. Airbnb has millions of homes across the world, and what we're doing is we're leveraging that, and we're activating those homes, working with those hosts to provide them for free to survivors after disasters when there are evacuations. So it's really been a very busy year, but I think so much more to do out there as we look forward into 2025.
Yeah, you just went very briefly on to the next question I have for you, which is connecting with those Airbnb hosts. So how does Airbnb.org use Airbnb's host network to respond during crisis?
So, as I said, there's millions of hosts around the world, and we're sort of in constant communication with them, raising awareness around, what they can do if there's a disaster in their area, how they can open up their homes to help their neighbors. And so, raising that awareness so that when there is a disaster and we're reaching out specifically to a particular location to say, hey, there's a need. Are you willing to open up your home? Are you in a position to open up your home for free or for discounted? Then in that moment, they already know about us. They know how it works. So, for example, in Nevada, we responded to the wildfires earlier on this year, and many hosts opened up their homes to help people. It's really inspiring. Just to see the generosity of people in times of need.
Yeah, it makes sense with that huge network. So with disasters increasing, like we've mentioned, how has Airbnb.org scaled its effort to meet the growing demand for emergency housing?
Well, the whole idea started very much organically and kind of as a grassroots effort. So it goes back to the idea of housing people after disasters goes back to 2012 when there was a big hurricane that hit New York City. It was called Hurricane Sandy. Thousands of people were displaced. And there was a host, an Airbnb host in Brooklyn, who her name was Shell, and she said, "There's all these people displaced. Like, I have an Airbnb. Like, I'll host a family for free." And that was really the spark. And all of a sudden, it took off, and immediately almost 1,000 hosts in the New York City area opened up their homes for free to survivors of Hurricane Sandy, and that's where it started. And it kind of continued for a few years as just kind of a grassroots effort. And then 4 years ago, we realized the idea was big enough. Let's try to scale this and put some structure around it. And that's where Airbnb.org was founded as a charity, and now we responded to twice as many disasters in 2024 as we did in 2023. So we're really scaling up, but the only way we can do this is thanks to all of the donors who come forward to help us fund it, and of course the hosts who open up their homes.
With that in mind, hosts, there might be some hosts watching on Morning Blend this morning here in Nevada. Can they get in contact with you? Is that the way they can communicate with you to join the list of ever-growing hosts that are opening up their accommodations for potential people in crisis?
Absolutely. So, the easiest thing to do is just jump on our website, Airbnb.org. You can learn about what we're doing, the responses that we're active in right now. And there's really two ways that people can help. One is people can donate. And when you donate, because Airbnb covers all of our operating expenses, 100% of your donation, so every penny that you donate directly goes to pay for a stay for a family in need. And the second way you can help is to host. So if you're an Airbnb host, you can learn how to sign up for Airbnb.org, how you can discount your place or offer it for free in a moment of crisis. And even if you're not an Airbnb host and you might have an extra room in your house, or you might have a vacation home you'd be willing to make available in times of need, you can learn about how that works and how we make it convenient and safe for you to do that. So Airbnb.org is really all the information you need is going to be there.
Well, Christoph, thank you for that information. Fascinating developments, and it's great to hear those things are happening. Thank you for your time this morning.
Great. Thanks for having me on, Elliott.
It's a pleasure. Like Christoph mentioned, for more information, simply visit airbnb.org.